How we doing?
Yeah. Everything is live. And
that audio sounds terrible.
Maybe, we cranked up a little too high?
No, well, you're real close to the mic here, Pops.
what happened to your fancy one?
Does that pick up? 130. Oh, yeah.
Oh, you got time to
Take a piss. Make a hot dog.
I'm sharing Newbies, Crux, Gold Leaf Cigar Club, Omaha, Cigar Aficionados.
What's our time?
Not much. A minute and some change.
Yeah. There you go.
Friends who like cigars, friends who like supercars,
Friends
Capital
like
Cigar
friends.
Lounge. I could share it with those guys.
Evan Hurst is in from Hannibal, Missouri. What's up?
International Cigar Group.
Check, check.
C2. Those
Check.
Sorry.
Check, check, check. Bringing audio up. Check, check, check. Check, 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 check. We're getting real close now.
I'm afraid to share it with the dogs of ICC because this thing will blow up.
Yeah. You might
We're
take
going to be like live here in like 3 seconds.
Okay, cool.
2,
One.
1. What's up, dogs?
Nice of you to join us.
Thanks, man.
Boom.
What's up?
Boom.
Welcome. Another fine Tuesday.
Another fine
It is.
Tuesday. Please let us know if the audio's picking up okay. And bring it.
Your audio is quiet. Is it still quiet, Evan?
It just came back
Just
loud.
came back
Sounds
loud,
good.
no.
Okay,
Yes.
cool. We're good to go.
Craig is watching from Oklahoma.
Okay, that sounds good because it looks like we only have 2 people watching right now. All right, let's do
we're
me a
up to
favor.
8.
No. Oh, are we?
Yeah.
All right, do me a favor. Hit share, shall we? Let's bump this
Share
up.
it with your friends.
We've got a couple bottles here in front of us. We're going to do our best to not be exactly like Tales from the Lounge last week. We're going to
Jesus, were those guys trash?
Yeah. Oh, that's on
Holy.
Cigar Newbies. Gotcha. Cool. All right, well, where do we start?
Sean Rat says he's out of cigars. Can anyone that will take my money? We'll take your money.
We'll always take your money, Sean.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering how the hell Sean's out of cigars. The guy buys like 100 a week.
Yeah, but the guy, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
All right, what do we got? You're going to have to carry the load for me for a second because I got to pull this up.
Instagram
Okay.
is being a bitch and
Instagram is being a
Instagram
bitch.
being a
it
bitch.
doesn't show me my
All right, so
lives.
let's
Damn it.
tip of the Dave.
Yeah.
How's everybody doing tonight? It's Tuesday night and we're Cigar Talk Live.
Yeah, well, actually,
Coming to you from Industrial Cigar Company in Frisco, Texas.
What did you almost say right there?
I don't know.
I thought you were about to say international cigars.
No.
Oh, God.
I wasn't going to say that. So I think obviously in the we'll talk a little bit about what's going to be happening with an upcoming Patoro event,
We will talk about
which
that.
will explain that, and of course tonight's libations are brought to you by Lone Elm Whiskey, and we also have our friend Josh Reed has contributed some of this creamy looking goo called Andin.
Andean.
Andean cream. So that is
So we're going
Yeah.
Colorado Bulldogs. Oh,
Cheers.
that's why it's not going right yet because we didn't cheers this.
cheers.
Cheers to all of you.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Josh.
that'll be good.
And Amy, because we got
What'll be real good is
Yeah.
just.
Jesus,
Oh,
come on.
I think if you do that, then you get the cherry. You're gonna find out that's gonna be pretty good.
I know it's good. We put Dr. Pepper in here already.
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I think well, you were right. All right, so I'm pulling this up. Here's what we're gonna need because Facebook is also a bunch of cunts.
Damn it.
They disappear the comments, so we need a lot of action
A lot
on
of
here.
action.
Help us
Ask
out,
questions. Should I could do a tip of the day and show you how to light with cedar.
please. Please do show them all.
So this is one of those rare occasions where we get a cigar that is wrapped in cedar. So if you guys didn't know this, there's multiple reasons that you have cedar. One is to give it a little bit of that cedar flavor, and the other is to maintain moisture in the cigar itself. And for me, I personally like to light my cigar with cedar. It does create a small bonfire, but all you do is you slide that down so you get about maybe a ½ inch of gap and light it.
That's the coolest thing right there, especially when it has
Right
a cedar
there?
at the end.
Now you're going to want to trombone that and pull that out, because if not, it's just going to burn your face off, and then your whole cigar is going to be lit real weird. What's up, Rob? All right, we got rats in,
Right there.
and I'll tell you what,
Perfectly lit.
it makes this place
And
smell
it makes
fantastic.
the burning cedar smells fantastic. And you can get a little finish on it.
Extra torchy torch. You can pick that up. You can burn the shit out of yourself.
Yeah.
Ask me how I know. No need. You want to hit that or what?
No, I'm looking at that little.
This old doobie?
Yeah,
We went to Austin this week.
that explains it.
Yeah, this
That's
is how they
nice.
smoke cigars in Austin.
Yeah.
It looks like this.
I'll tell you what. Austin is not Texas.
Smells so good. No, it's not.
Austin
No.
is like Central California. It
Yeah.
is. It is the land of fruit and nuts down there.
Unfortunately.
And some of them are making coffee for us.
Some are making coffee for us. Some are standing in the turning lane with basically their possessions. Remember when we were going to Starbucks, there was the lady that had the rainbow flag that was just sitting in the turning lane, getting on the interstate
With her dog.
With her dog, yeah, just hanging out.
Poor dogs.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, look. Oh, we actually taught somebody something. Evan Hurst didn't know the cedar sleeve was for that.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
We're here all week.
That's about all we prepared.
Yeah.
So we're gonna keep rolling through here. Okay, we're gonna lean heavily on you. Where do you want this conversation to go? Because unguided, this conversation could just turn into a here's what Brandon and Pop's F1 journey was like, because I haven't shut up about it yet.
Yeah,
And I need to.
F1 was, I started feeling, we had some very, very, very special access to the F1 race this weekend. It was amazing to be part of what has gone down as the largest crowd in F1 history. 400,000 people, 160,000 people on Sunday. It was unbelievable, but it was very cool. Sean Ratz nailed it with what was singing the national anthem at Coda.
That was awesome.
They had their chance to get basically anybody. We saw at least 3 big time rappers or whatever.
Who sang it?
There was a dude that would.
I don't think it was a dude.
Maybe.
I think it was a big chick.
Oh, I forgot you're in Austin.
We were in Austin.
Makes sense.
Just look it up.
It was.
Just look it up. You'll
I don't
find
know if it was a she or a he, but
it was Austin, Texas.
It was a biggin.
It was Austin, Texas. Big, barbecue fed, and you can't quite sure.
Actually got a pic. I watched. I'm going to say it because I don't know if it was a girl or a guy. So
With all due respect.
With all due respect, it was standing next to Shaq, and was much, much, much wider than Shaq. And Shaq is a large human being.
Yeah.
There was no surprise. He was probably 50 yards away from us, and 2 feet taller than everybody else.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
just a giant human being.
I'll tell you what, though. I could really go for going back to F1 like this weekend.
Look, I think F1 is just awesome. So Larry Adams comes in strong, right, with the typical first question that we ask anybody. Does Dave believe in Big Tech?
You know what? It's not even a good question, but it's a question, and I appreciate that. We need your feedback today.
Yeah.
We're leaning on you right now. We need your help.
It's
Who
our
was it?
way of saying that the prep time for the show was nominal.
Joshua Ray Walker kicking off the Star Spangled Banner.
Yeah. Kind of tone deaf. Cool in the Gang. They should have had them play it.
They had Cool in the Gang there. Cool in the Gang would have played it.
What's a gurkha? This is David Wayne is obviously part of the crew. He knows what he's doing. Evan, we do not have Zulus coming, but I'll tell you what, when they come back in, I'll let you know.
Yeah, sure you will.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he isn't going to say anything.
Yeah, that's who it
Yes.
That's a good photo of him.
That is just a basketball with a mouth.
Hang on. Oh, hang on. I'll zoom in. Don't move it. That was national anthem. That's Welcome to Texas. You're up.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, it's punching in.
Yeah. Now if Shaq's missing, that dude ate Shaq. So no, Zulus aren't here yet, and I guarantee you Brandon will not tell you when they get in.
They're my favorite cigar right now.
It's good.
They're my favorite
It
cigar.
is, yeah. If they come in,
I'm telling you the what's the new one from that Darren sent us? The
Limited or the Martinique?
The Martinique. That's really, really good.
I haven't tried that yet.
It's gone, but the Martinique is very good. It's not Zulu though.
Something about the Zulu just really hit me different.
I like that.
How would you explain that? Because I agree, and
It was smooth yet subtle and complex all at the same time, and just a good flavor. It just really, and I can't really distinguish the actual flavors in it necessarily, but it was good. It was just an enjoyable cigar.
I get, to me, that cigar defines if somebody says a cigar tastes leathery, and it's maybe the saltiness. But to me, it has that just like supple leather feel to it.
really,
Yeah, suede.
Suede. It would be suede.
that's exactly that.
Yeah.
Is just ultra smooth. And what's unique about it is that particular cigar. We're talking about the Grand Habano Zulu. Connecticut is the winner there. Evan, you smoked a Habano. It isn't particularly mind-blowing when you smoke the cigar, but there's something about it that is magnetic that I'm like, I need more of that.
Yeah.
I need more of that.
That's exactly what I got. And then typically, whenever I find or you have new cigars, I'll buy two, because the first one is always the litmus test, and it's like, hey, that was pretty good. Let me smoke the next one, and then I got the same enjoyment that I did with the first and the second. A lot of times I'll buy two, I'll smoke the first one, it's not that great, I'll revisit it, and it's okay, yeah, it's better. Maybe let it rest or whatever, but both times, it was solid.
It definitely bats a
solid.
Yeah.
I wish we could just take the bands off of that and put ours on it and call it, say we did it.
Yeah. George would probably do that for us too.
Would he?
I think so.
Hell yeah, let's do that. I'll send him labels.
Yeah, JP's asking what a Zulu is. It's a cigar that was here for a little bit until.
It was actually from somebody from one of the groups
Jobin.
did a post and said, "Does anybody know what this is?"
That's right.
But I thought I'd seen it before, so I did a little research. And went, "Oh, it's Grand Habano." So I sent a note to George. I said, "Do you have any of these?" He said, "Yeah, it's my personal blend. I've got a couple boxes." So I said, "Send them." And then Brandon smoked them all. So I sent him a note and said, "Do you have any more?" And he took a picture of his inventory and said, "Hurry up and get an order in." So I said, "We'll take them all." And by the time I said we'll take them all, they were already gone. George Rico is the owner of Grand Habano.
okay.
Hang on. So we're not getting them anymore?
Yeah, we'll get them, but he doesn't get many.
Shit.
Yeah.
Nah, Evan, we're not getting any more. So sorry. this can't be. No.
What's happening to me right now is something that we highly encourage people. We talk about this on Saturday at the shop. Go back and visit cigars you've walked past in the humidor for 6 months or a year. This is the Pitoro Platino Toro. It has been a year since I've smoked this cigar, and I'm an idiot. This cigar we're sitting here talking about leather of Zulu, and
Try the Brazil. It's subtle.
The
Brazil is just so.
great, yeah.
I think it's it's got that nuttiness. It's rich. It's good. It's smooth.
to me that just tastes like dark cherry coming in, just like a dark Bing cherry.
That thing just has so much going on.
Yeah.
It's if you want to see a cigar that has depth, the way that kind of rings. You know what it reminds me of is at the Beatles Love Show when they're doing Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Boom,
Bing,
boom,
bing.
boom. That's what that reminds me of.
Yeah.
There's just lights that flash around the auditorium.
Yeah.
at the Love Show, and that's what that's like.
Very nice.
Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you. I don't know how we're going to drink out of these muddy-ass vomit cups after this.
I mean, you already finished. Damn.
Because I want to move to the real stuff.
Okay.
Dr.
So
Pepper
let's so we've been going here for a few minutes. Let's develop a topic.
Okay.
What should we have the topic? Obviously.
Okay, what's your suggestion?
Well, what's interesting, we did have a big Bigfoot conversation the other day, setting up a time with Adrian and Mark to go out to their cabin, and I'm picturing, he keeps saying Oklahoma, and I'm picturing Oklahoma. As far as you can see, pump jacks, tumbleweed.
Yeah.
This looks like the densest forest in Washington State. When he said that this was what told me.
Platino, Frank.
This is what told me that there was really no chance that Bubba and his other brother Bubba were down messing with people, because he said that the nearest paved road is 8 miles away. So from here further than your house that's the nearest paved road. Then the nearest dirt road is 3 miles away. And the last 3 miles to get in takes an hour to go 3 miles, because you're driving through
It's
terrain.
Oklahoma hillbillies. They don't need paved roads.
Yeah.
He said there is a moonshiner in the area.
Yeah. So Exhibit A.
Yeah, and he lives there, and he probably feeds Sasquatch if it's there.
Probably drunk all the time. Shit, you never.
What's up,
maybe
JD?
Sasquatch is just a raging alcoholic right now.
I think we can sit and talk Bigfoot all night, but unless there's somebody here that's new, I think we all know where we stand.
Yeah.
So I got to kick it over to Adrian. Where are we going? Where are we going with
Sasquatch
this?
is fake.
Yep. Where are we going with the conversation now?
Oh. I don't know. I mean, I want to keep it positive. There's so much negativity, happening in the world right now.
I think I might have cracked the code on that. I don't watch any news. I don't watch any news. I allocate about 10 minutes a day to zip through social media, and then I'm out.
Yep.
And it's amazing how, every once in a while I'll pick up something that in that 10 minutes that I do scrub through social media, I'm like the whole Let's Go Brandon. I had no idea what the hell that was. I had no idea. I actually thought, honestly, we're at the Nebraska game. Brandon was going to play for Nebraska. That didn't work out. So I thought Sean Ratz was being a dickhead. So we're at the Nebraska game, and he's going, "Let's go, Brandon." And I'm thinking, well, he's just giving Brandon a hard time because he wasn't playing at the Nebraska. He was playing at Nebraska. So I thought he was being, a dick. And then I keep hearing the "Let's go, Brandon." Let's Brandon. I'm like, what did Brandon do? And then all of a sudden I find out that I watched this and I kept seeing this NASCAR guy, and I saw these rap songs that were done for it and all this other stuff, and then I saw this NASCAR guy talking.
It's like when
and I watched the
that song became number one.
Yeah,
somehow, yeah.
You were.
No,
It was like a pretty good song too.
Yeah.
It was solid, but the thing is I'm watching the NASCAR guy, and how did that girl that was interviewing going, "Oh, they're going, let's go, Brandon." I'm like, clearly,
No.
that is not what they're saying.
No, truly, I think that was excellent journalism, excellent reporting, because she was able to. I think she knew exactly what they were saying.
Yeah,
and I think she did a great job of pushing that sideways.
But it started a whole thing enough to where "Let's Go Brandon" is now considered hate speech on
No,
Facebook.
it isn't.
On Facebook, yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Okay, so let's hop on this. Let's expand on this, because I think you are going a good direction that gave this little snippet an opportunity. Mm-hmm. Positivity.
Sure.
Right. There's a lot of negativity happening. Right. There's plenty of stuff that we can see.
Yep.
What are Pops? You're saying some of the things, but what are some of the ways that we can combat this? What are some ways that we can reel this thing back in? Our reality can be brighter than where we're at.
Come to Industrial Cigar, hang out in the back, and have a wonderful conversation without politics. really just without politics is probably
Yeah,
the
we
most important thing.
basically have a
Yeah.
unwritten policy that is because our position is you're not changing anybody's mind, so why are we going to sit here and banter back and forth arguing about it? Because I have yet to ever see somebody in politics go, you know what, you're right, I'm coming to your side. They're going to fight it to the death, whether they're right, wrong, or indifferent. And it is, it's an unfortunate reality. At this point, you know, I get a unique view from the oil and gas industry.
Yeah.
The stuff that's going on is great for us. I mean, from an oil and gas perspective, the price of oil is going through the roof, and it ain't going to stop. And I just think it is so interesting that this wave of green energy being forced on the industry, that when the administration came in and started throwing regulations on the oil and gas industry, forcing green to happen, they still haven't proven whether there's actually an issue or not.
Sure.
So they start forcing all these regulations that the drillers are just going, you know, fine, we just won't drill anything. And then once the price starts going back up, they'll start drilling. So they hammer the shit out of the American companies. And then our administration goes over to OPEC and says, hey guys, will you do us a favor? Will you increase your production so we can get the pricing down? And they went, no, we like this high pricing. We're making more money than ever.
Yeah.
So the administration actually came back to the IPAA, which is the industry that kind of controls everything in oil and gas, and said, hey, would you guys lower your production so we can get the pricing lower? And the industry went, no, we're not going to do it. We're making money again. Because at $30 a barrel, they don't make money. At $80 a barrel, they're making a fortune.
Oh, yeah.
And it's going, I'm telling you, it is going to over 100. There's no doubt in my mind. And natural gas, which is truly clean, very, very clean. And you can run vehicles on it with just minor modifications. You don't have to build infrastructure with charging stations and all this other shit. You can just have natural gas tanks, burn super clean, basically the equivalent of about 30 cents a gallon for what would be an oil and gas equivalency to run your car, about 30 cents a gallon. Super, super clean. But the price of natural gas has gone through the roof.
Yeah.
So wait till the people out on the East Coast this year that use a lot of natural gas have to heat their houses this year.
Yeah.
They're going to start. It's going to be like a Texas air conditioning bill. All of a sudden, they're heating their houses for $30 a month, and now all of a sudden it's going to be $600 and $700.
I noticed that. At a smaller, much smaller level, we have a natural gas fire pit in the backyard, which we run when it's nice outside and smoke cigars. It doubled. I mean, it went from what used to be $30 to $60 a month.
Yep.
But I'm okay with that.
It's
still
it's
affordable.
Continue. And it's very unfortunate. It doesn't need to. But the other thing too is, you know, people understand petroleum is plastics. Is so many different elements. It's asphalt. It's roofing shingles. It's all kinds of stuff. All of that
Water
stuff
bottles.
is going to go up. Water bottles, iPhone components, all that stuff is going to go up. You know? And
people that drive a Prius thinking that they're saving the world and this and that and build that vehicle.
Well,
and to run it.
Yeah, and by the way, the truck that drove it to the dealership was stopped at multiple gas stations to fill up with diesel on the way there.
Yeah.
So JD is coming in. Is the supply logistics problem in California affecting the cigar industry? You know, just overall, I don't think it's a California logistics issue because most of cigars comes in through Miami or Houston.
Yeah.
So we're not really affected by that in particular. We are affected by this nasty triumvirate of situations, which was factory shutdowns, tobacco shortage, and then a massive freeze in the United States that zapped all tobacco. So we're in this weird position, but California doesn't. California has nothing to do with tobacco, really.
No, it doesn't. And most everything comes in through the ports in Miami. The unfortunate thing that's going to happen, and it will be seen for when you're buying your kids Christmas presents this year, is the cost to get product on a container in China.
Yeah.
We were talking to our lighter man, one of our, and basically every lighter is made in Japan with a few made in China. Or I'm sorry, made in China and a few made in Japan. And even DuPont, they just make the shell. The components themselves are made in Japan. But what was it was $3,000 to fill a container. It is now $15,000 to be able to get yourself into the bidding game. And then they do like eBay with a shutdown at, let's say it's midnight. Our guys had to pay, they got a bid in at the last minute of $23,500 just so they could get it on the boat. Doesn't mean they're going to get it into port, but just so that they could get it on the boat, $23,000.
From 3,000.
From 3,000.
Who's making that money? The ports?
Yeah.
And think about it. China is, who knows where all that money is going to get funneled to, but it is
wow.
It's amazing. It is amazing.
Yeah, it's a wild time right now. I mean, it was a wild time a year ago.
It's worse now.
It's worse now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think there is more to try to start figuring out what we can be doing for our own mental health, because Hensley actually was just talking about it, and I just actually helped someone in the humidor, and it was quite clear that people are miserable right now. People are.
Yeah.
A year ago, and it was really weird. I don't know if I thought about this today when I'm driving, and I thought, this is going to sound weird, but I missed the first 2 weeks of COVID. Before anyone knew which side the political parties were going to grab.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
You remember how everyone was nicer? Everyone was here. Now we've gone through just this absolute beating and all of these things. You have every right to be.
Yeah, you're exactly right. It was like people friendly, and then, oh my God, where's the fucking toilet paper?
Well,
and it got to like,
that's it. I don't know if you guys watched the show on Apple Plus called The Morning Show with Jennifer Aniston.
It's a good show.
But so that show is the new season is actually it's a news outlet. Obviously, it's like a Good Morning America.
Yeah.
But it's the front end of COVID. Mm-hmm. So they're talking about how there have been 248 cases of COVID identified in China and all this. But it was still when it was. I remember on Facebook watching it. People that were dumping all their Coronas into the sink because they were trying to get rid of their coronavirus, and everybody was making fun of it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it was like somebody figured out how they could make money on this deal, and then it got sideways. It
was so wild, but I'll tell you, there is definitely silver linings with it. I think I'm just so thankful that we live in Texas, to be quite honest, because here. Even when we were in Austin, I expected it to be more of a crackdown in Austin with masks and with everything just because of where it sits on the spectrum.
Yeah.
But humanity, you can't hold humanity down. And I think we're on our way to some sort of revolution together. But I think it's definitely we the people. And I think as soon as people just kind of pull their tear-offs and see that we're all fighting for the same thing, I think we're there. I think we're close to it being there.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to see some of these things. Like there's a protest currently in New York that is Black Lives Matter
on the bridge,
and anti-vaxxers, and anti-maskers. And if you see that, it's like all of these groups are now together fighting for certain things together. I mean, it's interesting.
Yeah.
But I think you're going to start seeing, I think, humanity, especially as more and more of these lies are coming out. Or being exposed, thankfully, to social media.
Yeah,
it gives us an opportunity to work together here.
I think there's still just a tremendous frustration that people just, when trusted sources come out and say things like, if you've had COVID, the chances of you getting COVID are nil. Again, right? And somebody will say, "Oh no, I know somebody got it twice." Well, but they're coming out with these stats that are saying, if 20 million people were infected and they're not going to get infected again, it's kind of like chicken pox. Yeah. If you're not going to get infected again, why is that not being counted? Why is that not in a number? Why are those people having to get vaccinated? And it's just kind of like, if the masks work, then why did you need to get vaccinated? If you get vaccinated, then why do you need a mask? I mean, it just gets to a point where I think just this distrust of the government
Yeah.
is it's terrible. Getting a chance to go to spend time in Cuba, I thought and this will show my leaning, but I thought one of the greatest suggestions that I've seen in the last year was these people that really want that ultra left socialist government run everything. Do a reality show where a group of them have to go to Cuba and survive for 2 weeks.
Never
and just make it a reality show where they're going, what do you mean I just get a dozen eggs at the beginning of the month? The day I was there was beer day because the government gives you 1 case of beer. When we walked into this mall and the grocery store was on the second level of this mall and had this round driveway that drove through the center of this mall, and people were running down like they just robbed a bank. And they're running in, they're throwing the card, and they're like, go, go, go. Or andale. They're just going, right?
Or andale. Arriba.
So they're getting the hell out of there because they didn't want somebody to take their beer.
Yeah.
But it was the government provided them with a 12-pack of beer that day, and off they go. But, we drove around for the better part of a day to find a stick of deodorant. A day. You guys have deodorant? No.
Oh, shit.
No, it's whatever. Like there was one place I went into that the store is government run, so it's whatever the government says that you should have. So they had bicycle tire inner tubes, a car stereo, and like a food processor. That was it. That's all the whole store had. And then a bunch of empty shelves. And then when I'm at the counter, there's a $300 bottle of Johnny Walker Blue behind the counter.
God.
I'm like, they make $35 a month. When the hell are they going to get that?
Never.
We're going to save up for a year. But yeah, the people at the factory make $35 a month, and it's just
that is crazy.
It's crazy.
I don't want to overshadow a comment that Sean Ratz had made. He's got some good news. New building in the shop is going up this week, and his new apartment is on lease, and move-in is in 30 days.
Congratulations.
Right, so good news for you, obviously.
Yeah, well,
928.
Yeah, but then he said, "Hell, my prices on wire increased by 40 to 60%." Which, when you got to get a new stereo wire run, that's not good. Actually, let's do this. Everyone, put in the comments what's something good that's happened to you lately. Let's shower with some good news.
Yes.
What's something good that happened to you, Adrian?
I left corporate and expanded Cigars and Guns, started the T-shirt club, and by the way, for those of you that aren't
Is that it?
This is October.
That looks nice.
Yeah.
That's all the way badass.
Yeah, thank you.
That is.
Yeah, so these are on the way for the members, and I sell guns. I can't be any happier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did Facebook just shut you all down? I'm not sure.
No.
Because we're asking for good.
Yeah, we stalled and we're good now.
Okay, yeah. So bring that back. So here's what we were saying is let's drop something good that happened to you.
So Larry had a big thing happen to him today at Walmart. He farted. He farted at Walmart, and the guy with the mask on asked him what he had to eat last night. So I'm just saying that the masks are not what they thought they were.
Yeah.
From day one, Kathleen used to say all the time that she used to smell the people's breath. Like you talk whatever, and maybe she's out somewhere, she could still smell their breath. I'm like, well, that doesn't make sense.
That doesn't make sense.
And that's gross, but
maybe it was her breath.
No.
No, definitely. She knows her own breath.
Yeah.
So what's something good that's happened for you, Brandon?
I just got to sit and speak with Gunter Steiner for about 20, 30 minutes.
About cigars.
About cigars, I dropped the best quote I've ever dropped.
That was quality.
And so
might as well go ahead and state it.
We walked into the Haas. I will state that, but we walked into the Haas hospitality tent, and we sit down. Pops is none the wiser, and the Haas drivers walked past us. I was like, "Oh, that's a driver. That's Kimi Räikkönen. That's Checo who's walking past us." And I said, "That's Gene Haas. That's right there. That guy owns the team. That's Gunter Steiner." And before we were there, I've always wanted to just meet Gunter Steiner, who's the team principal for Haas. And then right here, I hear some German. I look over, and it's Michael Schumacher's wife. And if we're at the table, they would be at the table.
Yeah.
And Gunter Steiner gets up, and as he's walking past, he introduced himself to me. And I was like, "Get the fuck out of here." He's like, "Hi, I'm Gunter." I was like,
I know.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Yeah. And he keeps going, and then I'm standing out after lunch, and I had the octopus, and I'm standing out there, and he comes walking around the corner to talk to me. And he said, "I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to talk to you. I'm Gunter Steiner." And I was like,
come on.
I know who you are. And he's a cigar smoker. So I'm giving him house stick. I'm giving him Matabey. I'm just handing it over. Wow. And we just sat and spoke in an engaged conversation with him. And it was just, that was an unforgettable conversation.
And to sit and talk to Mazepin, was that how you pronounce his name? One of the drivers for the Haas team, and to be able to just ask questions like, you always want to know. Tell us about what 4.5 Gs at 190 miles an hour feels like.
Yeah.
You know,
are you lifting?
Are you lifting? And do you still love the sport? And things like that. And he just sat and talked to us for 30, 40 minutes just about everything, not just the courtesy, hey, I know you guys are sponsors, so ipso facto here. Let me sign this and I'm going to get on my way.
Yeah.
It was just, it was so cool.
It was just unbelievable.
So for those of you not privy, these lucky bastards got to go to the F1 races at COTA in Austin, and they had basically backstage passes and free reign to the Haas team, which is owned...
It's owned by Gene Haas, but it's sponsored by Portoro Cigars, by Cyrus Watches.
Yeah, and so these guys spent the weekend there, and they're basically just kind of rubbing it in our face right now.
Yeah. And I don't mean to.
That's fine.
And I understand it's kind of a dickish thing, but it just truly an unforgettable experience that I hope everyone is able to find that love in their life and be able to experience that. And I hope that everyone gets to experience that overall kind of total bliss of, holy shit, I can't believe this is happening.
Yeah. I think the biggest takeaway from that is we pride ourselves on attention to detail here.
Yeah.
It is nothing compared to the attention to detail that goes on in the pits. The guy that was basically assigned to us was the single guy that handled all the branding for the Haas team. So everything that had a Haas sticker on it or whatever, he was the one that pictured, I could put a sticker, I could put a branding element there. So him and the branding nerds start talking.
Makes sense.
And it was just
unbelievable.
The way that, to have a conversation, but to see little things like these screws that bolt all of the panels in, and then they follow it up with a piece of clear, almost like clear tape or wrap, so there's no air turbulence in those little holes. Wow. Just that type of stuff. And one guy's job when the car's going is to polish the floor. That's his job. It just the attention to detail. But when we were sitting there talking to our host, his name was Ryan. I said, "So Ryan, once the race starts, so where will we sit?" Yeah. Oh, in the garage. I'm like, in the garage.
What they said is they were like, okay, we're gonna bring you out on the pits. So we're standing in the pit. When all of these cars start taking off for their parade lap, go, and then when they start coming running, then run to the back, and then we'll put you where you're watching. And I actually took it on video, which I wasn't supposed to, but I'm holding it, and he's like, go, 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 and all the pit crew's running in, and then he's like, okay, go stand over there, and he put us right by Nikita's, right behind his where his car was, and then next thing you know, he's just got radios for us. So I guess this is.
We're putting on the team radios and we're setting our drinks on their toolbox.
These guys were listening to everything that was happening to the driver.
Yeah, there's the communication, but there's probably 20 guys in that room, and to watch and just to hear the guy as calm could be, just go tire change in 45 seconds. They all just get up. And it's just like a dance.
30 seconds, 25 seconds,
25 seconds,
15
and he's
seconds.
counting it down, and they got the tires out, and they're in place, and boom, 4 tire changes in 2 seconds, and they're gone.
And the Haas team, although the slowest car in the circuit right now, next year will change a lot, but they're the fastest pit team. The Red Bull team currently has the fastest, but the Haas team...
Of course, Red Bull.
Right, but the Haas team is... I think they did all of their pit stops in like 2.4 seconds or faster.
It was unbelievable to watch, and they literally looked like guys going, I'm going to take a leak, and then they come back. It was as natural. And they come back and sit down in the chair. Okay, let's wait for the next one.
Watching all the screens. So that was something that was really sensational. I'm excited to hear JD Mars got a permit on Monday for Rigby's to start full construction.
Yeah, up in Paris, Texas.
Will get its own cigar bar early next year. Congratulations,
Very,
JD.
very excited for those guys. Gary Flynn and those guys have come down and have hung out with us, and that's definitely somebody. We talked to them at the show.
Yep.
Try to help them wherever we can. If they need help, of course we're here for them. We're all in this together. So we want to make sure that if there's an opportunity for somebody to save some time, effort, or money from our experiences where we've made mistakes, we're more than happy to share it with the right people.
Without a doubt.
That's awesome.
Also, Frank Tomaszewski, they sold their other house. They went from a situation where they had a little Airbnb.
Yeah. The lake house?
The lake house, and then they just decided, hey, let's do it, and they sold it, and got, I think, more than asking, like day of.
I mean, right now in the market, the way it is right now.
Yeah.
Speaking of, congratulations to my beautiful wife. She passed her 3rd certification
Awesome.
today. Yeah, she's studying.
Congratulations.
Very nice.
Yeah. So if you're just joining us, what we're looking for is we need a little bit of good news globally. So we need to know. Drop in the comments what is something good that happened to you. Sean Ratz, we've got a new building, new apartment closing, new cigar lounge going in Paris. What's something good that happened to you?
Oh, jeez. I mean, the most recent, obviously, mind blower was the Austin race. But we just got done with the 3rd quarter, so just going through and doing all the financial stuff, and our company continues to grow. And I had to update some stuff for the bank, and I used the spreadsheet that I gave them a year ago, and to be able to go in and modify numbers, and everything was much higher than it was before. It's heartwarming to see we're on the right path.
Yeah, it's a huge thanks to all of you for making that a possibility.
I think we hit a major milestone as well.
No, go ahead.
No, it just, I mean, for us last year we sold right at 100,000 cigars out of ICC. Mm-hmm. We've already exceeded selling 100,000 cigars. That was about 2 weeks ago. We've already
in October
exceeded that. About almost 3 months ahead of plan. So
perfect.
That's good at a time when retailers are really struggling with getting inventory. Mm-hmm. We made a concerted effort. I think it really goes to building relationships, and for JD and you guys build these strong relationships with Crux and as many of these. I know you guys do a lot with Big Tony and Espinosa and those guys. When you need product, these guys will take care of you, whereas some of these other vendors, I won't mention them, but the biggest ones, we place an order for 700 sticks and they send us 70.
But we still have partially filled orders from July that are still not here with the big guys.
Yeah,
you gotta be careful. There's a lot of stuff that happens behind the scenes. There are a lot of conversations that happen behind the scenes to make sure you guys have cigars. And we appreciate you guys making it possible, to be honest.
So JD's wife is going to meet her biological mom for the first time on Friday. She was adopted 47 years ago. That is super cool. Larry Adams mounted a new rim on an 8N.
That's an old Ford tractor.
That's an old tractor.
That's an old Ford tractor. Duke has an 8N.
Yeah.
What is that? Is that mid 50s?
I think so. That tractor is pretty popular. Good news. So I was notified that I'm one of the top producers company wide for the 3rd quarter. Lee's just a.
I'm not surprised by that. I mean, for him saying that, it's like, of course.
Unfortunately, that's what we
say. He shot under par.
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
Congratulations,
Leo Stegin,
my brother from another mother. Literally.
What do you
Not
mean?
literally.
What do you mean literally?
Well, because I mean, many times I've walked in here to the lounge, and then they'll ask me, "Hey, how's the real estate market?" I'm like, I look around and I'm like, ask the other Mexican. I don't know. I'm not a real estate agent.
Yeah, brother from the other mod. Right?
Yes.
Oh my God, that's too funny.
Love you, Lee.
Yeah, Evan said get the Zulus in and our numbers will go through the roof.
I'll tell you.
No shit.
Good news is walking into that humidor right now and just seeing how much product we have.
We typically, we'll typically carry 8,000 sticks inventory. We're sitting at almost 15,000 sticks.
Holy
right
crap.
now. So it's good. Larry he repaired his own furnace today. I noticed
Furnace
how
is like winter, right?
yeah,
You do that stuff when
it's
cold?
winter, but he's up there a little further north. But the nice thing is Larry repaired something that connects to gas and didn't blow the house up.
Uh-huh.
Holy shit.
So
No.
Julie's real happy. I think that's more good news for Julie.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Is that the house didn't
Good
blow
for you,
up.
Larry.
Yeah, good for you. You just keep the good news coming in. That's what we need. We need some more. I think just reassurance that good people are out there and good things happen.
Yeah, no, the reason I was laughing earlier is laughing in a good way, but I mean, you had a child recently.
Yeah, it's
And-
kind
Yeah,
of,
but I also went to
neither of
F1.
you.
kind of a big deal.
Yeah, I
I mean,
mean,
Grandpa didn't say anything, and F1 races was a little bit more.
the F1 was definitely more life changing.
Yeah.
Okay, so a good thing.
That's
yes.
definitely good news for this year.
Yeah,
For sure.
and to know it's the last child, that's a good thing.
Is it?
It's gonna be the last child. So if anyone knows any doctors with a sharp knife, hit
We
me up.
got those.
The lead
blades.
flames?
Yeah. We can
Oh
do that.
yeah, we could do that on cam.
Yeah.
Oh,
That-
use
that-
that right there.
Oh, this little
Yeah,
thing.
or the new.
Yeah. The
cigar
new
cutters,
knife,
yeah.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
thing. This would get. the
And
job done.
now that Larry knows how to do a furnace, he probably knows how to do kind of tie the knot for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, drink half of this, pour some there to disinfect, and
Little hammer job.
right here, yeah, this baby.
That thing will chop a lot of things off.
I will tell you, my wife spent the entire weekend while we were at F1 getting everything ready for the Halloween party.
Mm-hmm.
You came over last night and saw the way the food is going to be laid out.
That's so cool.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
It
It's
is
badass.
It is going to be. This party is going to be next level. It was cool that Cigar Snob wanted to make sure that Steve Miller sent us an email today. Wanted to make sure that we were going to have plenty of pictures. He's going to try to get back in time to come. I told him if obviously you got to make the Halloween party, but if you can't, you got to be here for the Patoro global release of the Patoro White Label, which will be the following week.
They had like some event in Florida. I think it was maybe like.
It was their 15th anniversary.
There you go.
Yeah.
And I saw their pictures and the people who attended. That looked pretty nice.
Yeah,
That
they're
would
a
have been
big
cool to
deal.
go to.
They are a big deal.
Yeah.
So Julie can't wait to see the pics. You know,
I mean,
Julie,
Julie
I don't
needs
know.
to be
I don't
here.
understand why you guys aren't just driving in for it. It's just down the road.
This is the one to drive in for.
Oh.
I mean, you guys came in for a Saturday. That was an awesome time. But we do have a couple of tickets left. Please,
Sean,
please come to this.
Are you
Honestly.
ignoring all the emails and texts that we're getting?
Yeah, and if you're not, then just text me so I can make sure you're on the list.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, this event is going to be an absolute blast.
Yeah.
I mean, top level.
It always
production.
is. It always is, honestly.
If Evan Hurst makes a trip in November for Thanksgiving, honestly, just come to First Friday. I'll give you some of my Zulos for my humidor.
Fucking lie, you don't have any.
I mean, but make sure they're here first. I'll find some before that.
Yeah. Hey, Jobin.
A good thing that happened was we had a great meeting today. An initial set the groundwork with one of our important manufacturers to talk about a project we could do for ourselves.
Nice.
Yes. So,
Together.
and we actually do want some feedback on this. So pay attention here for just a second and give us some feedback. Sean, if you don't have a costume fitting for the event, that's okay. No worries. Just come hang out, get your tickets,
Bro.
do it.
Yeah.
Just get out of the house and cut loose.
Yeah, don't be. Just shave all your head and come as like
Mr. Clean.
Mr. Clean or something like that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay, so we're working with a certain manufacturer to bring out a house stick project
Okay.
based around a Hawaiian theme. Something that sits on a Connecticut leaf. Picture, but with just pops of color. Picture, Mana Ohana is the powerful family. Like us is what we do. I think it's a cool name. Or Manapaka is like, Baka is cigar, Mana is power, or is like strength.
Okay.
So like the strength of the cigar would be Manapaca. But what we're trying to figure out is
Malakimikimaka.
So we're speaking about releasing this cigar in September of next year. We're going to go through a full blending, full branding, full everything through this project. But what we need to figure out is it something that we make a staple as a new house stick that is continuous production? Do we make a limited number of cigars, say a couple thousand cigars that we release, and then when they're done, they're done? Or do we do an event only for that event? I'm really curious to hear feedback on this.
All three obviously are great, and us as members and people who visit the humidor, we trust your all's palate. So whatever y'all come up with, it's going to be a hit.
It's
So
going to
whatever
be done
way you
right.
do it, it's going to be great.
The cigar will be done right. I just think it's, Brandon made a great point today. It's, him and his team have to do an unbelievable amount of work in order to get a cigar so that it looks right. We're going to be working with some people that we're not worried about the blending. The blending and the tobacco is going to be right. So the question becomes, do you put all this effort into one night? Imagine if the house stick was only one night, the house. If that was a one night only event, there'd be people still pissed off because they can't get it.
Yeah.
But it was it's been a staple in the humidor for now over 10,000 sticks. So does it become an extension of the house? And is the house built on a cigar that we do with multiple manufacturers? So, we have Principal.
Yeah.
We would have this vendor, Atabay. We know Luciano wants to do something with us. So the question becomes, do we do something with somebody like Luciano, which also was a highlight? That's like F1 level highlight.
Yeah.
With Luciano that was in, who after coming to our store was like, we're getting asked to do house sticks by everybody, but I actually want to do one with you guys. It was his way of saying, I don't necessarily want to do one with these guys. I want to do one with you guys.
That's
So his idea.
Yeah.
Is it so I can picture the house being built with all of these. The lineup is from a bunch of different cigar manufacturers, but it stays. There's an Atabay or a Byron or a Bandolero type cigar that we do with Nelson. I could see us doing something with Crux, and some of these that would be ours. It would be the house by fill in the blank, just like the house by Principal. It just continues to be an extension of that of that line. So I to me, if it's a winner, people will want it all the time.
It's going to be a winner. Obviously, the only thing I'm thinking of is maybe the name needs to change from the house to something else.
Yeah, it will change to something. And that's why I'm thinking like Manapaca. We want to tell our story through that lens.
Yeah.
Where it will be an extension. We'll tell our story. It won't tell, we don't have any ties to Hawaii, but everyone's going through this food craze. But no one's really developing this super vibrant, really beautiful, just this whole design that goes along something unique, that tells a different story, that has a palette that is like that Zulu, like where that world is going. There's that smooth, creamy, elegant, super smokable by anyone.
Yeah.
And I wanted to tell our story, but in a unique way. Maybe we kick it off with a luau and do the whole thing.
There it is.
But I'm not sweating the branding side. What I'm sweating is if we're going to go into production has serious costs involved.
Yep.
Just from dyes and printing and boxes and everything that goes in it.
Yeah.
Do we want to go full production for 500 boxes until it's done, or do we want to go full production
Is
always?
it a full production? Gotcha.
Because I'm kind of every event needs. I think a big event needs a cigar like the Crux one.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, the amount of hours I have into this one Crux for this one night, it's a pain in the ass. To be fully honest,
for 300 cigars.
We have 300 cigars. We have 30 boxes of 10. They're going to be gone like that.
Yeah.
because they look beautiful, but it's also taken me 100 hours to sell 30 boxes of cigars. What if I took 100 hours and it became something that was a part of what we did? So that's my current quarrel, and I want to get feedback from people, because if they want an extension, then great, we'll do an extension. But we also have to figure out where that kind of cost, how to best mitigate some of that, so we don't have a cigar that's expensive.
Yeah,
we want it to be.
We found the sweet spot in that kind of $10 to $12 range. So you hate to have something that ends up being a $20 stick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So just all things, and I'm curious your guys' feedback on that. But
Rob said limited run.
Well, yeah, because Rob knows he's going to come in on a Saturday and try to hold all of them. And
try to hold them all. Yeah.
So I'm either leaning for full production or a limited run of 250 boxes until it's done.
Yeah.
So we'll continue to chew on that. That's not until September.
I'll tell you though, after smoking the house stick, and this is what, year 2, and we smoked, our new house stick has come in, and obviously Darren did something different, because that blend is even deeper and more complex than it was before. I'd have been real sad if that the first ones we got were the last ones we got.
Because they've gotten better every time.
Gotten better every single time.
Yep.
That's saying a lot,
Rob was saying that's not true. He didn't want it all over hell.
JD says you'll have special event for release, then do so many limited boxes. You have other vendors that want to do releases with you. If one of them is spectacular, they continue the run. Yeah, the only challenge from our side of that, honestly, JD, is if we're going to go to production, it has to be done. If we're going to release in September, we have to be in production by May. So we have to know.
They got to rest.
We have to know what it is. They have to rest. We have to go to production. We have to know production numbers. We can't get through the event and go, yeah, let's do this many more, because we've just spent I don't know, $12
I'll tell
on
you
a
what,
box.
though, it was awesome to sit there today and you have this master blender on the other side of the Zoom call, and you're going, so if we have this Hawaiian theme, then he's like, what flavors? And we're like a pina colada, creamy, sweet. Oh, and you could just see him going, oh, good. Somebody doesn't want something that's just going to knock your face in. It's just, and I'm just picturing if we could somehow get that citrus from the pineapple and a little bit of that coconut smoothness and the creaminess.
I loved where you went with that, because I didn't think about pina colada, but when you brought that up, I thought that's exactly what we want.
That's it.
Smooth, elegant, creamy, just awesome, super clean. You could smoke one after the other.
Yeah.
That was a perfect analogy of what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's in the works. And just to give you an idea, this is a short run. Just to give you an idea how much work goes into a cigar, that's for next September.
Yeah.
And that's even still kind of a tight timeline. So to give you guys an idea, we have to decide on it soon, go to production, design it, brand it, get a promo calendar together, get an event together, plan the event, do the event. But there is.
What I am excited on this one though is you said you trust our palate. We went through the blending and choosing of the house with the family, but to be able to get 50 samples and bring in a bunch of people and all of us sit around and smoke it and let everybody be involved in that process.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
To try 2 or 3 and let's all pick a consensus, almost like a barrel pick, and to just come up with a consensus, and that's what we go with. Everybody gets to own it.
Yeah.
That to me would be a blast.
Yeah. You've done that on a smaller scale, but to kind of make that a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
That'd be huge.
Well, and I think if everyone has their idea as to what it is, I think that's what works with the house stick. I mean, we really did. We went through
at the very
16?
end. Yeah. At the very end, we had enough that we were able to hand them out, and we landed on what we landed on, and it's definitely a winner. And I like what Rob's saying, just like the KBF Gold. The KBF Gold, it's always different. Every time it's different. And it's basically the testing ground of what will become an aviator.
And you know what? That's what makes me lean towards, I don't know if we do 200 boxes and we release them at the event, and once they're gone, and then we reblend for the next year. And then let it run, and we know on that event we're going to release a certain something, and it's gone when it's gone, and then you have to wait until next year to get it.
Yeah, but we just need more than what will sell out in 8 minutes, like the one for my birthday did.
Oh yeah.
That was called 0 to 60, but it was like gone in 30 seconds. That was the name of that movie.
Yeah,
that's good. I still have a sealed pack. I've not opened.
I do too. I smoked one pack, and holy shit, is that thing good? Mm-hmm. But I do have a pack that I'm not gonna open.
Does Larry know something we don't know about Tales from the Lounge tomorrow?
I don't know. I saw him ask if I was going to be on the show tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't drink, so I don't know if you guys saw Tales of the Lounge last week, but they had Shimon from DC, and I was watching the show. All you have to do is go watch the first 4 minutes and then watch the last 4 minutes, and realize that the hour in between was every time they said the word cigar, they took a drink. So I started typing in things like, what does DC stand for? And Jamon is drunk going, DC stands for definition cigar. Oh
fuck.
And by the end of the night, man, it was an I love you man moment for all three of those guys. They were all hugging and kissing each other.
That's a good way to put it,
Uber was very busy that night. Yeah, those guys.
Ron was not the Uber for that night.
No, Drunk Tales. Drunk Tales was the best, but it was. If you're going to go back and watch a show, that's the one to watch. That one and the time we had a Keel here, and you guys drank a bottle of scotch, and Keel's, this little British guy, and the stories that he was telling by the time he loses. And it was funny because it's kind of like, I don't know if I should say in his British accent, I don't know if I should talk about this, but, and then he would go on with the story. And I mean, that was a whole night of telling stories he wasn't sure he was supposed to tell.
Sean Ratz is chiming in saying, really enjoy hearing the backroom things that go on with this sort of thing. Yeah, there is a lot that goes into running a lounge. And then I just want to give you an idea from a staffing perspective. We have all gone through, are currently going through, and implementing the Disney Institute. Yeah. Disney Institute does a hospitality suite of training to which we're taking in. We're training our team. So the reason why the bathrooms are always clean and things are tight here is because the hundreds of hours that go into closed door meetings of here's why we do things the way we do it, here's what our shared purpose is, and Brandon Byers putting in the work to making sure the team understands the importance of what we're doing. Yeah. That's honestly a good thing that's happened to me recently is Byers has always been a strong leader and has evolved immensely in the past few weeks as a leader into becoming a guy that I want to work for.
Yeah.
He's just, not that he wasn't before, but his leadership style is not only by example, but by caring, by listening, by engaging. Yeah. And I think if you're in the lounge, you'll also see that. I mean, our team is activated. Our team wants to be here.
I think, one of my highlights in the last 30 days was going back home in Nebraska and realizing how finely tuned this shop is, going in and hanging out in other shops. And you find out real quick the little things that we clearly see, but they clearly don't. And, there's some great shops up there. And some of these guys are dear friends. And we went to a couple other shops. Little things, like we went to one shop, they had their humidor at 75% humidity. So we couldn't even keep the cigar lit. It was so wet. And little things like that. And that was one of the things that Luciano commented on when he was here. He praised us on our hospitality, but he told that crowd that he was talking to that night, you actually have owners here that are concerned about the quality of the cigar that you get because we keep our humidor at 67%. We want the cigar a little bit drier, so that the performance of the cigar is excellent. And he's like, most shops don't do that. They just turn the humidifier on and then it's set it and forget it. Mm-hmm. Once we started sensing that things were a little wet at 70, We turned it down to 67 just to make sure that everything was right, performing right. And it was really an experiment, started an experiment on my humidor at home. I run my humidor at home at 63%.
Yeah.
And every cigar I pull out of there was burning perfect and it tasted great. And I'm like, why is everybody in this rush to get to 70 or 72? It's just, they were soft. The steam was, we found out the steam is building up behind the ember. These are burning perfect. I mean, you could be right on the edge and it's not hot.
It has really, that couple of percentage we've dropped down in the humidor has made a huge difference.
Yeah, and everybody's stuff is burning great. So, just those little reminders that the effort is going into it, and it was great. I will say, as it relates to that and Coda, down at with when you have a group of people that are wading through 140,000 people coming through the gates, everybody that was working there was damn happy to see you. A wave of people, and they're like, "How you doing this morning?" And you are engaging, and they're engaging, and these are just people checking your tickets and stuff to make sure. Yeah. They were well trained.
Unbelievable.
Yes,
the hospitality with Circuit of the Americas.
Yeah, they did a great job.
Everyone from the very beginning was just, even people who, there was that girl who was kind of dancing to get you to your parking
in the parking space.
I mean, just truly phenomenal hospitality.
Yeah.
Huge shout out.
That's
I mean,
good.
they did just a tremendous job.
I think it all goes back to what, we get asked this all the time. Why doesn't everybody do it? Well, some people just aren't wired to do it. Some people just don't want to do it. And it does take effort, and it's effort that's worth it. And if you don't think it's worth it, then you don't do it.
Yeah.
And they're assuming people don't see that.
Yeah.
And they do. It's those little things that you got to pay attention to.
And if they don't see it, they feel it.
Yeah.
And I think that's where the intention, the hours put in planning, the hours put in putting it together.
What happens in a market like ours, where you've got 70 swinging doors that are selling cigars, is you'll get people that will bitch about industrial cigars, or they'll tell everybody that industrial cigars, all that is just it's rich people and it's an expensive cigar. All their stuff is, that's just their way of saying we're not going to go compete with them.
Yeah.
So let's just bitch about them. And the people that come here find out real quick it's not what they were told. And it's and we can tell that by just the amount of people. Craig is from Oklahoma. Larry and Evan and those guys are from Missouri and Illinois, and places like that come in here. If it was a pretentious place, they wouldn't still come in and hang out.
No, of course not.
Yeah.
No, and it's not for everyone.
Yeah.
That's all right.
What do you think?
Well, I think that was a good save.
I think so.
I mean, what do you think?
Yeah. Super happy. Good show.
Good show.
Yeah.
Good show.
Good show. Yeah, that was awesome. Thank you guys for hanging with us as always.
We're just hanging out talking. We would do this if the cameras weren't on anyway. So this is awesome.
Well, and actually, I wouldn't, because
you wouldn't stop and take the time.
No, so that's half the reason why, because I can build in my cigar time to sit with. I wouldn't get the chance to sit with a group of people and smoke a cigar. So
it still remains Tuesday and Saturdays are my two favorite days of the week.
Agreed.
Yeah.
It's just get to do this.
Same.
Hang out with you guys and have a cigar, and Saturday at the shop, and the camaraderie that happens there is just a blast.
Yeah. So tickets close for Halloween tomorrow. We still have some tickets for First Friday on November. That is a fast-selling event.
I gotta find some white clothes.
Yeah.
White and gold. You can go gold. I'm sure you got gold chain. Shit, it's in your DNA.
I mean, this is the only gold I have, but I have no white clothes. I gotta find some white pants. I got white shoes.
You know where? I cracked the code on white pants. I have cracked the code on white pants.
Okay.
What did I tell you are the best pants to buy?
Golf pants.
I
Golf
was gonna
pants.
say Sansa belt.
No, the golf pants are like Adidas and Puma and those guys. All their pants are they're stretchy.
Okay.
But they look like dress slacks or whatever. But super, if you bend down, everything's really stretchy. Well, a lot of tour players wear white pants.
Yeah.
So there's a place in Illinois that I go to. It's called budgetgolf.com. and they have tons of different white pants, and they're all just they're awesome slacks. I went pure golf pants, and they're the most comfortable pants you can get.
All right.
But tour players wear white pants a lot, so that's where you can get white. You can get white pants.
Okay.
Yep.
And then just like a white. What are the Cuban? What do they call that?
Guayabera.
Yeah, that.
That would be. Oh yeah. I think I'll probably. That's the only whites event.
If I walk in with a Guayabera,
I'll wear one. Oh, because that's all I've got, and I don't know what I'm going to wear. So come in with a Guayabera.
I've never owned a Guayabera.
Really?
It's too stereotypical.
Yeah. Well, I'm coming in with a Guayabera.
No, that's fine. I love them. Don't mind them.
Rob, if you don't come to the event, you cannot get the sticks because they're going to be gone and they're not for sale until the event. So
In your face, Rob.
that's that. So that's what you get for asking for a limited cigar.
Here's
So,
what you do, Rob. Come to the event.
yeah.
Yeah.
Bring your kids.
Yes.
And your white pants.
In your white pants. All right. Much love. Thank you. We'll see you
guys.
soon.
guys.
Take care. It's disconnected. I could never connect.
So it's just staying on.
Yeah.